Hi there, it's Laura from Make Life Lovely, and today I can't wait to share with you the Harry Potter haunted house room that I put together for our church Halloween party. I love this room so much. Everything was spot on, and I'm a huge Harry Potter fan, so I had so much fun putting together this Harry Potter room. I hope you love it as much as I do. So my favorite part of the entire Harry Potter themed room I put together was definitely the enchanted ceiling. It was so magical when you opened up the front door to our room and you saw this beautiful enchanted ceiling that lit up just like the night sky, just like the enchanted ceiling in the great room in the Harry Potter books and movies. The walls in this room at my church were a bright white cinder block, so I definitely wanted to cover those up. I got plastic brick like medieval wall coverings that I covered the wall with. Then I printed some 11 by 14 portraits of different Harry Potter characters that I bought on Etsy. I think I bought a couple sets of them. And then I put them inside these really pretty gold frames. They're just fake cardboard frames, but they look pretty realistic. I used foam board behind them, and then I also added little pieces of foam tape to raise up the I put them in between the frame and the pictures so that they looked a little more realistic and popped out more instead of looking flat. I love the way they turned out. I think they look really, really cool, like the moving portrait walls in Harry Potter. Made sure to include some of my favorite headmasters of Hogwarts, some of my favorite witches and wizards. You'll see Dumbledore, Sirius Black, Professor McGonagall, the Fat Lady. Of course, I had to include Hedwig, and then Professor Trelawney, and there's more too. Snape's even in there as well. At the base of the portraits, you can see some pumpkins that were painted to look like the pumpkins hanging at Halloween time in the Great Hall. Now we're heading into Professor Dolores Umbridge's classroom. You can see her portrait at the front, of course wearing pink. You can see where Harry Potter wrote, "I must not tell lies" on the board. You can see how her desk is all decorated. I found a desk in our church and I used that as her desk. And then I added some pink flowers and lots of pink things that would be on her desk. My Harry Potter room was pretty dark because it was a haunted house room, and so all the lights were turned out, and so I had to add as many lights as possible. So I put little candles on the desk. You can see a teapot and a teacup, some macarons that I bought on a little 3-tier tray. This is a replica of a letter that she wrote on her pink stationery with her little kitten, one of her cats, on the top. Then I made some little cat plates like she has in her office. I just took some regular paper plates and cut out some pictures of kittens and put those on the front. As you enter the other side of the room, I created 2 separate little areas. This first area I picture as like Harry Potter's desk. You can see the wrapped packages, the parcels. You can see the 4 house banners. You can see I added a Gryffindor scarf that I have. I have tons of Harry Potter stuff, so it wasn't too hard for me to fill the tables. I made this fake glass of butterbeer, which I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. You can see Dobby here holding his sock now that he's free. Here's a moving portrait I made. This took a little time to figure out. It wasn't too bad, but I'm so happy with how it turned out. And then I found this video on YouTube of an old-fashioned woman. And so I thought it'd be perfect because she's more like a teenager. I thought it'd be perfect to be Kendra Dumbledore. So that's who I told people it was. I added a candelabra and candles that I had. I printed out the Daily Prophet newspaper. You can see Harry Potter's glasses. I mean, there's so many different little elements and tiny cool things here. You can see the Wizarding World money right there, Harry's wand. There's Neville's big toad. I found him on Amazon. That was pretty cool. I put signs everywhere that says, "Please do not touch," because I didn't want the kids grabbing things and trying them on and messing with them. You can also see some wands. These are ones that I made. I have lots of replicas from Universal Studios, but I didn't really want to put those out with all the kids. Then I have Hedwig. I put him inside a big cage I have along with more lights. Here's some house banners. These ones I made with gold foil, my Cricut machine, and some felt. Again, I also have some Pottery Barn versions, but I didn't want those out for the kids to be touching. I also included different letters and different replicas of just different like things from the movie to make it all look more authentic. Then we head into the second area of this side of the room. I picture this as more like Snape's like Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, or more of a dark wizard area. I had Snape's voice. I had a recording where he was talking and said some of his most famous phrases. Here you can see some skulls. I put some light up jack-o'-lanterns at the bottom, more candles, more lights, just to light up the area as much as possible so you could see the details. Now this table I love so much. I worked on DIYing tons of these different things in the rooms for probably months. This was my brainchild and my focus for a few months. And one of the absolute coolest things I made is this pouring potion bottle. It poured into a cauldron and it looked so magical, looked so real. The kids were just dumbfounded. They all wanted to know how I made it. I'll share the DIY on my channel sometime. It'll probably be next year because Halloween's getting pretty close at this point, but it's really satisfying to make and it just looks so fun. I also included just a lot of different things that I had around the home that could fit into a dark arts room. Some Halloween decorations, this like creepy hand holding a ball. I included old books, potion books. I have some replica books that I got from Universal Studios of some of the different Harry Potter books, and so those are included as well. You can see like one of the Mudblood pamphlets that I printed out. I found online and printed that. There's my advanced potion making book that I got from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Studios. Here's some of the potions that I shared, the potion bottles that I made. You can see them displayed. There's a Slytherin journal that I have, again, that I got from Universal Studios. There's all different sorts of just bottles and concoctions and things that I made and put together. You might have noticed there's different book pages hung near the shelves. This one is the basilisk page that Hermione found when she was learning about the basilisk. And so I just included that and some of the other ones as well that I found online. An old skull, just some cool things that made it look as authentic and real as possible. Here's a witch with light up eyes that I already had. I figured why not include her? So there she is. Here's the giant pouring cauldron that I made. There's a small cauldron up on top, pouring out like a purple potion into the larger cauldron. I made this with spray foam. I shared it last week on my channel, so you can find it in all of my other fall and Halloween videos. This was actually very easy to make, but it turned out really, really cool. Big impact because it's so large. It looks especially big when you put it on a table too, because it just floats up in the air. Then I put some skulls and lights and candles around it. The room I used for my Harry Potter room was actually really big and very long, and it had dividers, and so it was divided into 3 sections. This entire second section right here is Honeydukes. I love how this turned out. Everyone thought the wall was actually real. It's just a backdrop that I bought. It's pretty huge and it looks legit. It's someone must have taken a picture of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Honeydukes shop because it looks just like the one at Universal Studios. So this is the table I put together. I have tons of candy boxes and different candies and stuff from Universal Studios. Again, I'm kind of a Harry Potter nut, so I have tons of stuff. So there's every flavor, Bertie Bott's beans, pumpkin juice, chocolate frog boxes. There's just all different sorts of things that I've collected over the years. You can see the frog cards. There's black pepper imps right there. There's a chocolate frog replica that I have. He's actually rubber. I added some giant suckers. You can see in the triangle container, there's some exploding bonbons. I just put out lots of different candy, different colors, in apothecary jars, just like at Universal Studios. And there's the super cool backdrop. I mean, it really does look pretty real. People thought I built a cabinet, which is kind of crazy to me, but yeah, it was amazing. Here I stacked a bunch of cauldrons that I already had. I painted them and stacked them, added them next to a broom, and put some creepy cloth over there. This table that I set up, I pictured being in Diagon Alley. You can see some of the different wanted posters for some of the various people. There's the brick background. There was already a TV here, and so I put the brick around the TV and then just played the first Harry Potter movie. You can see this stirring cauldron that I made. This was another cool DIY that I'd love to share with you sometime. It's just a self-stirring cauldron, and it's pretty cool. The kids were fascinated with it. The self-stirring cauldron that I made is cordless. Even though you see that cord hanging down, it's kind of deceiving. It looks like it's going to the cauldron, but it actually is coming from the TV into an outlet that's behind the table right there. So just so you know, it uses a battery. Of course, I had to have the Monster Book of Monsters included. You can also see next to it a cauldron that's misting with lights coming out of it. And that one does have a cord, which is kind of a bummer, but it still is a cool look. I found this leaky cauldron services sign online. It was just a free printable, and so I printed that out and put it onto black paper. In this area, I created the Forbidden Forest. I had a dragon skeleton already, and so I took him and put him on the table, and I already had the gold egg from the Tri-Wizards tournament, so I thought I'd include that as well. You can also see I put lots and lots of spiders, some big ones and some smaller ones. And then my friend lost her tree. Something happened to it, and so I took her dead tree from her and put it in the corner, hung an owl in it, lots of spider webs, added spiders and lights. This spider was originally black, but what I did is I took some, and he only had 2 eyes, so I took some Easter eggs and some little foam balls and cut them in half and spray painted them black and made them nice and shiny. And then I spray painted the whole spider brown to look like Aragog. Now this room, I loved walking into this third section. It's the Chamber of Secrets. So you can see it says the Chamber of Secrets has been opened. Enemies of the air beware, just like Ginny's writing in the Chamber of Secrets. And you can see Mrs. Norris, the cat, hanging. And this is a basilisk that my daughter created out of cardboard. She is so talented. She's just a teenager, but she designed and made this whole basilisk, added the lights, painted it, cut it, created it. Like, she did paper mache and cardboard over days. So she put a lot of work into this, and I was so proud of her. Then here we have a dementor. Now this guy I made, he was a lot of work, but I love the way he turned out. I think he's pretty creepy and really cool. I wanted him to not just be hangy, but I wanted him to look kind of big and overpowering, so I gave him big shoulders and lots of fabric. and I think he turned out really cool. He's got his mouth open. He's about to give his dementor's kiss to someone, and you'll see who in a minute. If you haven't guessed, we're here in the cemetery where someone who we all love died. You can see in just a second him on the ground right here. Can you tell who it is? That is poor Cedric Diggory. He's holding the Triwizard Tournament Cup in his hand, and he's wearing the same shirt that he wore in the movies. I found a replica of it online on Amazon and bought that. And so there he is. Kind of sad, but I had to do it. And then I put my fog machine in the corner. So the cemetery got really creepy and foggy as people were going through. This is when I first turned it on, so there's not too much fog yet. I hope you love this Harry Potter haunted house room as much as I do. It was so much fun to put together. Thanks so much for watching. Please leave me a comment. Let me know which part of this haunted house was your favorite. Also, if you could like this video and subscribe for more fun crafty videos, that would be amazing. Thank you.